If you've ever had the feeling that SCS software is quietly building towards something much bigger, well, you might actually be right. Think about it for a second. We went from update 1.58 to update 1.59, and then not long after that, update 1.60 arrived, and now we're already testing the experimental beta for update 1.61. That's a lot of major updates in a very short period of time. So the question is, why is SCS pushing out these updates so quickly? Is there really a bigger plan behind all of this? Well, I think there is. And today, I want to share what I believe is happening behind the scenes, because once you connect all the dots, these updates begin to make a lot more sense. Now I know what many of you are probably thinking: console release. And honestly, you're about 80% right. The console versions of Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator, looking at the changes we've received over the last few updates, it's difficult to ignore the signs. Just look at how much work has gone into redesigning the user interface. The routed visor, the widgets, the quick access menus, the management screens, the in-game navigation. These aren't just random visual improvements. They're making the games much easier to use with a controller. That's exactly what Xbox and PlayStation players will need. So yes, I absolutely believe that console preparation is one of the biggest reasons behind these rapid updates. But I don't think that's the whole story. Because if you look a little deeper, there's another pattern, and this one is just as important. SCS isn't only preparing these games for consoles, they're also preparing each game for its next major gameplay expansion for Euro Truck Simulator 2. That expansion is the Coaches DLC, and for American Truck Simulator, it's Road Trip, two completely different experiences built on the same game engines, and both require much more than simply adding new vehicles. They require changes to the world, changes to the interface, changes to gameplay systems, and even changes to the maps themselves. That's exactly what we've been seeing since update 1.58. Let's start with ETS2. For years, Euro Truck Simulator 2 has been designed around trucks and trailers. Everything in the game reflects that. Depots, companies, parking areas, delivery points, the economy, everything. But coaches are completely different. You're no longer delivering cargo, you're transporting passengers. That means passengers need somewhere to board, somewhere to leave the bus, somewhere realistic. And because of that, SCS has quietly been updating cities across the map. They've added, expanded, or improved bus stations and passenger terminals in many locations. Some of these changes looked small when they first appeared, but today, they suddenly make perfect sense. They weren't random improvements, they were laying the groundwork for coaches. The user interface has also changed over the past few updates. We've seen entirely new widgets, cleaner menus, better information displays. And if you've been paying close attention, you'll notice that the interface now has room for coach-related information as well. That tells me these systems weren't designed only for trucks anymore. They're being built to support multiple types of vehicles, and that's a huge shift for ETS2. Now let's move over to American Truck Simulator. Exactly the same thing is happening, only this time. Instead of preparing for buses, SCS has been preparing for cars. Road Trip introduces an entirely different way to experience ATS instead of driving a heavy truck. You'll be able to explore America in passenger vehicles. That changes everything. Gas stations, parking areas, garages, vehicle services, driving mechanics, camera angles, interior systems, even how the world feels. And if you've noticed recent updates, you'll see that SCS has been improving materials at gas stations, updating service areas, improving garages, refreshing environments, and making many smaller changes that didn't seem connected at first. Now, they all fit together. Another thing I've noticed is how much work has gone into improving the engine itself. Lighting, materials, performance, rendering, interface responsiveness. None of these updates make exciting headlines. Most players read them once, then move on, but these improvements matter. Because once you introduce entirely new gameplay experiences, the engine needs to support them without breaking everything else. That's why we've seen so many technical updates lately. They're preparing the foundation, not just the features. Then something interesting happened. Within roughly 3 weeks, SCS released gameplay previews for both major projects. First, we got our first proper look at road trip gameplay in American Truck Simulator. Then, not long after, we finally saw official coaches DLC gameplay for Euro Truck Simulator 2. Think about that timing. For months, the updates kept coming, one after another. Then suddenly, both projects were ready to be shown publicly. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think the updates were leading directly to that moment. If we go back and look at Update 1.58, Update 1.59, Update 1.60, and now the experimental beta for Update 1.61, you can almost see the roadmap unfolding. Each update solves another piece of the puzzle. One update improves the interface. Another improves the world. Another improves vehicle systems. Another improves performance on their own. They seem unrelated together. They tell one story, preparation. And that's why I don't see these updates as ordinary updates anymore. I see them as transition updates. Updates designed to move ETS2 and ATS into their next generation. Not a new game, but a new era. An era where Euro Truck Simulator 2 isn't just about trucks anymore. An American Truck Simulator isn't only about hauling freight. Both games are expanding beyond what they've been for well over a decade. That's a massive change. Just imagine where things could go from here. If coaches work well, what's stopping SCS from expanding passenger transport even further? And on the ATS side, road trip could open completely different possibilities. National parks, scenic driving routes, tourism, photography, roadside attractions, historic highways, family road trips. The possibilities suddenly become much larger than trucking alone. Now, of course, this is still my interpretation based on everything we've seen. SCS hasn't officially confirmed every single detail I've talked about. But when you look at the update history, the gameplay reveals, the map changes, the interface redesigns, and the technical improvements, it's difficult not to see the direction they're heading. Everything appears connected. Personally, I think we're witnessing one of the biggest transitions in SCS Software's history. Not because of one update, not because of one DLC, but because several years of work are finally coming together. And if these releases live up to expectations, Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator may never feel quite the same again. They'll still be trucking games, but they'll also become much broader driving simulators. And honestly, that's something I've been waiting to see for a very long time. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.